So here is B, and this is Rocking Horse Winter 1. So her first competition for the 2024 year. And just working on getting her to come down the center line. So really working on maximizing my points and working on straightness. She did that really well. Then across the diagonal here for our lengthened trot. Sometimes it can be harder in the grass ring, especially on the little bit bigger horse. B is bigger than you think, but she's pretty rideable, and she did that leg yield pretty well. Again, with it being kind of the first event of the season, she did felt a little tense in the warm-up, but she's settling in here for this test. Now I'm working on the lengthen on the 20-meter circle here. Again, I'm not going to push for too much. I really just want to go for relaxation in this test. And that was a very good transition canter, trot, canter, which is supposed to be over X. And then into my canter loop. Sometimes she can get a little weak in the canter, so it's always something I'm working on, just making sure she can maintain that jump from behind. That was pretty good lengthen. Again, I'm not going to go for too much, just trying to make sure I can keep the balance. And she's almost thinking that we did a canter walk, which is the intermediate test, but she'll be doing that in a couple of weeks. And then into the walk. One thing this mare really has as well is a fabulous walk, so I really try to maximize that. Really active from behind, swinging and overstepping. You want to see where the hind foot lands. And then I'm going to make sure I keep that march without jigging, which she does a pretty good job there. And then into the trot. And that's just where she anticipated a little bit. She thought we were supposed to canter. And then I lost the haunches a smidge in that leg yield. So I could have her a little straighter, but it was one of those things where she kind of jumped ahead of me with her haunches, and I went to fix it. And then I lost a little bit of straightness. But now into our stretch. And then just going to finish up with our half 10-meter circle. And overall, I was really pleased with this test. It was pretty rideable, just a couple little wiggles here and there, but she ended up finishing up in fourth after dressage with the 29.2, so very pleased with B. Moving on to the show jump, and just making sure here I get the correct lead before heading to the first fence. We kind of had to do an inside turn there. And again, this is prelim for her, so been schooling intermediate at home. And sometimes she can just wants to kind of take the distance away. So I have her just in the rubber snaffle, which helps a little bit when she wants to kind of just run up underneath me. And it would be great if we could just steady, because then everything would fall in line. But sometimes she's such a bold mare, she wants to really attack it sometimes. But she's making a nice shape over the fence. And again, I try to do minimal where I can kind of stay out of the way, just get my balance. But sometimes I have to work to really keep her off the fence. Again, I'm really just trying to half halt, stay steady, coming to this triple. She actually jumped through there really nicely. So heading to the final line, I know she's going to get a bit strong as we head towards the end gate with these two fences, so she really wants to take a hold. So I have to do a pretty good half halt, but we end up jumping a clean round and move on to cross country. So now on to cross country with B. And there you'll see me kind of in the distance. Again, I've been really pleased with how she felt kind of coming out for her first event of the season. She's feeling very bold. And it's always been something we've been working on, is just that rideability and keeping the relaxation to the fences. Because again, you could see like in the show jump how she really wants to kind of take a hold and head to the fence, which sometimes we need them to stay at a steady pace. But here she's listening quite well. Jumps in the water great. And then real nice jump out. And she can be deceiving because she has such a big stride. So she really can cover the ground. And just really building up her confidence that, you know, in the pace that we are in, we don't have to necessarily speed up, because sometimes she'll see that fence and she really wants to take a charge. So that's, again, just been a work in progress. And then here you'll see she really listened and came back here. And heading to the bounce bank up, locked on to that skinny really well. Here is another angle of coming to that kind of sunken road bounce bank combination. She's really listening, paying attention here. And then I'm able to power up over the banks. And again, that's where her power really helps me, is in those types of combinations. And she's feeling really good, really listening. I almost missed the coffin combination with the ditch here. Luckily I was paying attention. She was very good through here. She's very brave. No problems whatsoever. It's pretty fun galloping kind of in and out of the trees like that. So just winding my way back around. So I have an oxer coming up off of the turn here. And she jumped that really well, and we had a fantastic round. And here you can see her jump that fence in slow motion, and she went to finish up fantastic, finishing in third place. So really pleased with her over the weekend.